Once upon a time, in a small quiet village surrounded by thick forests and wide green fields, there lived a girl named Lila. She was just 17, with eyes as bright as stars and hair as black as night. Everyone in the village admired her beauty. Children followed her with smiles, old women blessed her when she passed, and young men tried to catch her attention. But Lila was more than just beautiful. She was kind. She helped the sick, fed the hungry, and never looked down on anyone. Her parents had died when she was young, so she lived with her aunt, a poor woman who loved Lila like her own daughter. Life was simple, but Lila was happy. She would walk to the market every morning, talk to the villagers, and return with food and flowers. She would sing as she worked and laugh as she danced barefoot under the moonlight. One day, something strange happened. As Lila walked home through the woods, she saw an old woman sitting by the path. Her clothes were torn, her hair gray and wild, and her hands shook from age. Her face was full of wrinkles, and her back was bent. "Child," the woman croaked, "please help me. I have not eaten in 2 days." Lila's heart melted. She opened her basket and gave the woman bread, cheese, and some berries she had picked. The old woman ate slowly, her eyes watching Lila with an odd intensity. "You are very kind," the woman said, her voice softer now. "And very beautiful. Beauty like yours is a gift, but also a danger." Lila smiled nervously. "What do you mean?" "Some people want what you have," the woman whispered. "And they will do anything to take it." Before Lila could ask more, the old woman stood up with surprising strength. She placed a cold hand on Lila's cheek. "Thank you, my dear. May your kindness protect you." Then, she walked into the woods and disappeared. Lila stood there, confused. Her cheek tingled where the woman had touched her. She shook off the strange feeling and continued home. But that night, she had a terrible dream. In the dream, she was running through the forest, being chased by shadows. Her face in the river's reflection was not her own. It was old and twisted, just like the woman she had met. She woke up sweating, heart pounding. Over the next few days, things began to change. Lila started feeling tired. Her skin lost some of its glow. Her eyes weren't as bright. At first, she thought it was just a cold or too much work. But then her aunt noticed. "Are you all right, Lila? You look pale." "I'm fine," Lila lied. But she knew something was wrong. She felt like something was being taken from her, little by little. And then came the festival. Every year, the village held a spring festival to welcome the new season. There were dances, food, and a beauty contest, where all the young girls wore flowers in their hair and walked through the village square. Lila had won the contest every year since she turned 15. This year, she felt too weak to join, but her aunt encouraged her. "You are still the most beautiful girl here," her aunt said gently. "Go. Enjoy yourself." Lila dressed in a white dress and tied blue flowers in her hair. As she walked through the square, people turned to look. But instead of smiles, there were whispers. "Is that Lila? She looks different. She's not as lovely as last year." Lila's heart broke. She smiled through the whispers, but tears burned her eyes. She left the festival early and ran into the forest, to the same place where she had met the old woman. "Who are you?" she cried into the trees. "What did you do to me?" The woods were silent. But she wasn't alone. From the shadows, the old woman stepped out again. Only, she didn't look quite as old. Her back was straighter. Her hair was a little darker. And her skin looked smoother. "You came," the woman said with a smirk. "What did you do to me?" Lila shouted. "I'm changing. I'm losing something." "You're losing your youth," the woman said simply. "And I'm taking it." Lila stepped back, horrified. "Why? Why me?" "Because you gave it to me," the woman said. "When you fed me, when you let me touch your face, you opened a door. Kindness is powerful, child. But it can also be a weakness." "You tricked me." I survived, the woman said. That's all that matters. You had more than enough. I had nothing. Now I take what I need. Tears filled Lila's eyes. You're a monster. The woman's smile faded. Call me what you wish. But this is only the beginning. With that, she vanished into the trees once more, leaving Lila trembling and alone. Lila stood in the darkness, her breath shaking. She knew now. This was no ordinary woman. This was a witch. And the witch had stolen her youth.